Yo, what is going on, Guardians? J-Man here, and today we're talking about why supers regenerating at different tiers or timers is a bad design choice. No hate towards the devs that implemented this system. I think on paper it's a great idea, and hey, you always gotta be finding ways to innovate the game. However, now that this system has been in place for quite some time, I don't think it's helping the game in any way, shape, or form. Real quick, let's just break down exactly what it is we're talking about. Back in November 2021, Bungie released a mega TWAB addressing almost every inch of the sandbox. To shake things up, the team implemented a system where different supers regenerate on different timers. This list is now slightly outdated, but essentially your defensive supers, well and bubble, would regen the fastest, followed by shutdown supers such as Blade Barrage and Nova Bomb, all the way down to the roaming supers which would regen the slowest. Now, Bungie obviously had a few reasons for this. One, to reduce the amount of supers in PvP. The devs felt that folks were just popping supers too often, so this was a way to mitigate that. Another reason is that now your super of choice creates more impact on the match. Want to defend against strong roaming supers? Slap on a bubble or shutdown subclass and you'll have super first. This is also a mechanism to remove super o'clock, or that point in the match where it feels like everyone has super and it becomes insane mayhem. Since regen timers are staggered, super should be more spread out throughout the match. And lastly, this is a way to emphasize primary gunplay. With this system, super regen would be influenced by how much primary damage you were sending out and receiving, promoting more engagement. So like I mentioned, all great items on paper, but unfortunately, this was not the way this system rolled out. And really, that's because of the light-based subclasses transitioning to the 3.0 model. When this super regen tier system came out, there were still old-school light-based subclasses in the game. And with these old-school models, your super choice was also tied to your neutral game, fitting Bungie's philosophy of making decisions that have pros and cons. You can have a shorter super regen if it meant sacrificing your neutral game that was tied to that node. For example, you can select Blade Barrage with a weak neutral game but a shorter super regen, or opt for Golden Gun and that sweet weighted knife but a long super cooldown. Now the problem is the upgrade to 3.0 subclasses takes this choice away. With aspects and fragments and build crafting, you can combine all the neutral game strengths with whatever super has the shortest cooldown. So the decision making has really vanished. And this really is the reason that all the things Bungie listed that they thought would improve from this system kinda didn't. They wanted less supers, but well and bubble cooldown so quickly, you see them everywhere. And they drop 3 to 4 orbs of power for your teammates, helping them chain together their longer cooldown supers. This in turn doesn't help super o'clock. Super o'clock is still here, just with the builds with the shortest cooldown timers. So instead of the wave of Spectral Blades and Top Tree Dawnblade, it's just a wave of Blade Barrage and Thunder Crash instead. Bungie also wanted us to make super choices that impact the game. But there really is no choice because some options literally do not get super at all. For real, when was the last time you played against Spectral Blades where they actually got a super off in a match of trials? A chunk of supers were literally deleted from the game. And let me tell you, it does not feel great to lose a match of Crucible purely because you did not choose a subclass that regenerates its super way faster than the other options. As for the emphasis on primary gunplay, we'll save that for a later conversation. So hopefully you see why I'm not the biggest fan of this model, and perhaps it shouldn't be reverted entirely, but I feel like you should be able to make the choice of what super you want to use. I think the thought of building into a defensive super to shut down the offense is great, but what's the point when there is no offense because those supers no longer exist? I do believe that no matter what subclass you choose to run, you should be able to get super first from participation and skill expression. Not to mention, this would bring much more variety to the Crucible, which is always a healthy thing. But hey, that's all I got for now, and definitely let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the gameplay in this video, feel free to give it a like and sub to the channel. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the Cosmodrome.